Good morning, traders. Hope everybody's doing good today. Wanted to go over this US yen trade that I've been talking about for a while. I just entered a position. I'm currently looking for this big move here, which is a 500 pip move. I am currently got a 93 pip stop. You can see, so I got about a 93 pip stop, a 500 pip target. That's about 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. The fun thing about it is it's a daily chart, so it's not a lot of work on my part. I'm not going to have to edit this a lot, not going to have to do a lot of different things. So that's a really great thing about trading on the daily time frames. So you can kind of just let it go and see what happens. But this has been a trade that I've been watching for a while. If you remember yesterday, for those of you guys that were on board with this yesterday, I was talking about this inside candle. Remember that? And I said if it breaks below, then we'll go ahead and get in. So I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm following my analysis. So the idea of doing analysis like this is you're building it out, right? You're not just looking at the market and you're saying, it's kind of a step-by-step process. And so if you do it a little bit every day, you begin to just get a really good feel of what the market's going to do. So I don't just jump in. I don't just watch the chart and say, okay, it looks like it's going to do this. I'm going to trade. I say, if the market does this, then I'm going to do this, right? And so if you remember yesterday, I said, if this candle closes on an inside bar and we continue to get follow through, then I'm going to go ahead and take the trade. So that's what I did. I said I'm not going to miss this trade because even if I get in a little bit late, it's such a big move, it's going to be fine. So right now I'm watching it. I'm expecting for a little bit of momentum to trigger here at some point. But as the trade develops, I'm going to eliminate some risk. Right now I'm currently, I've got a little bit of profit, just a few pips as I just entered the trade. If we look at some other pairs, one of the other pairs I was looking at was the Australian USD. You can see that this is moving up here. We're still kind of in a consolidation range, not a lot of movement, and we'll see that across the board. On the USD CAD is the same way. Still in this range. We talked about it. You can see the MACDs getting really tight. Not a lot of action. We've been sideways since the end of March, and the market is just getting wound up. We've still got this volume trending down here like this, and we have the ATR is shrinking. It's getting smaller and smaller. So what we're going to look for is a big price move. We're going to look for a big ATR burst, and we're going to look for a big volume move. When we see that, that should be an indication that a breakout is coming, and we want to be then getting into the trade. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be a fake breakout, because it could still fake either way. We don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, as they say in trading, so you just got to trade accordingly. And we're trying to get the consistent, steady gains to grow our accounts. And right now, this US yen trade is going pretty good, as I just started out, and I'm going to keep you updated on everything as all the trades goes on. And I just wanted to see how everybody was doing today. Let me just check one thing real quick. Hope everybody's doing good. How's everybody's Wednesday going along so far? Pretty good day that we have so far here. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Awesome, good. Okay, well, so anyways, I'm going to just continue to update here on a regular basis, continue to share trade ideas. I also am going to start sharing some new strategies. If that sounds of interest to you, I'm going to let me know. Hit the like button if you want to see new strategies. I think that this MACD strategy that I've been trading and been sharing has been pretty good, especially with this addition of the volume on the consolidation, because the consolidation can really be a challenge. Yeah, somebody would just mention and said that the market is a little bit slow. It really is. And so thanks for letting me know. That's a great comment about the speech, and not really. It doesn't really concern me because what I think is going to happen is he's going to move it in my direction. I think that he's going to move the market in my direction, and we're going to see a big move. So my target on the US yen is actually all the way down here at 51, 50 or 101.82 is the actual target. So again, thanks a lot, everybody, for being here. So I'm looking at 102 area, 101.50 in that range. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm really glad that you guys are here. So again, I'm thinking about adding some new strategies, so let me know. I'm actually going to look at some stock stuff because I know a lot of you guys trade stocks, and I've been hearing that you've been wanting to get that. So I'm going to be looking at some stocks and not just currencies because obviously there's so much more out there to trade, and I know that there's a lot of you guys that are trading both, and so I want to be able to help both types of traders and help you guys get this, because the strategies can vary a little bit differently if you're trading stocks, right? And so that makes a lot of sense if you want to trade different stock strategies. So right now, let's take a look at the euro dollar as well. So the euro dollar is, again, very similar. We have a very strong bottom here that's been tested. We've got a test here. It didn't quite get to this. This is just kind of the general range. But we had a bottom here, a bottom here, a bottom here. And so I would call this like a double, triple bottom pattern. And it's starting to get some type of momentum to the upside. So I think that there's definitely a possibility, even though this is moving in a downtrend right now. If we zoom it out a little bit, you can see definitely a long-term downtrend. We've been moving lower and lower and lower, but right now it's been bottoming, and it hasn't been able to break. If this level does break, then we could see this trend continue, but these signals are kind of telling me, okay, we're looking for a bounce. The last time we actually got a double bottom was right here. You see we had one here, and we also had one here, and it didn't follow through or break the trend. These two double bottoms, let me zoom it up a little bit. It didn't break the trend, but it did bounce pretty nicely. It did bounce 250 pips. And then this bounce was pretty crazy here. This was a 700 pip bounce. And so right now, the market's moving really nice and slow. The euro dollar does move slowly. And that's a great opportunity to get in some nice winning trades. But right now, I think on this trade here, I think that we could see some more upward movement. It's on a lower time frame. It's just broke out, and so that's really a great momentum trade here on the euro. And the US yen is up a little bit here as well. And I could look at it. US yen, it's up a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at this USD Mexican. Again, somebody mentioned USD Mexican. It's the same scenario. We're in a really, really tight range here. We've got this going on and then this going on. And you can see the MACD is just getting smaller and smaller. If this thing, and I've actually taken some bounces. If you guys remember, I took a bounce off of this bottom trend line last week. I think it was this trade. It worked out really well, or maybe it was this trade. Worked out really well, made a nice profit on that trade. Does anybody in here remember that? So yeah, I think that if we get if we pull up that ATR, let's pull up that ATR and see what that looks like. If we pull up the ATR, you can see it's been getting smaller. Now it's just going sideways. So if we get that, and we can insert a volume too. We insert volumes. You can see that it spiked up really high right here, And it's been pretty flat on the volume, which is kind of surprising to me. I was kind of expecting it to look like the USD CAD and the US dollar or the euro dollar, how it's just been slowly moving. This has been pretty consistent, but we are getting the drop in the ATR continuing to move down. So just be watching for a spike, a price spike, a breakout of a certain level, and then we might be able to see a really good move. So I personally think that this could be a down move. That's what I'm expecting, but this is an ascending triangle. And so when you see an ascending triangle, a lot of times you will see a break. And so if it does break, when you see a break to the upside, if it does break to the upside, I mean, we could be targeting a very nice 2750 level, something like that. If it goes to the downside, we could be seeing down here. So you just want to be patient. You want to be watching the trade. You want to be checking out what you want to be checking the daily charts just to see what's going on. And again, I'm going to continue to keep trading, keep showing trade management, money management. We're going to do all those things. I just like to do a little bit of a check-in each day so it's not too overwhelming. I don't want to just... Some people use the term drinking from a fire hose if you just throw out too much information. So I like to take it small, just update you on what I'm doing right now, and there's going to be more to come. I'm going to be sharing more strategies, showing more money management stuff, how to grow an account. So just stay tuned, continue to follow along, and you're going to be seeing some good stuff. And I've got some more good guests coming out this week that I'm going to be interviewing, so stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you like it and hit the bell so you can get the guests. I thought our last guest was really good, Hugh, and he had some great information, great insight, great story. I love to hear the stories behind the people because I want to know, what they went through. The fact that Hugh was working his job, I mean, this is like every trader's dream, right? Think about this, guys. Hugh, if you didn't watch the interview, you should. Hugh was working a job, and he was making money trading. And he went to his boss, and he's like, look how much money I'm making trading. And he's like, what should I do? And he said that his boss said, well, if you can show me how to do that, I might be right behind you. And then he asked his boss, he says, well, if I leave, can I come back? The boss is like, no, you just got to go for it. And so finally he did, and he's been trading ever since, and that's just pretty exciting. So, that's what we all are here for, right? And that's a great story. I love to hear stories like that because it excites me. It makes me feel like, we can, it gives me hope, and I want to be doing that for you guys. I want to be giving you guys hope that you guys can do that too. And my story's not quite as fun because I ended up losing my job, which is never fun. It's usually a good thing. When you lose your job, it's usually a good thing. I've lost a couple jobs in my life, and every time it ends up being good because I learned something really valuable, but it's always painful for the moment. But sometimes those painful things, if we learn from them and we take them the right way, usually they work out for us to be better if we have the right mindset and we just keep going and we learn. In the fact of me, I was just not in the right place. I was doing the wrong thing. I was at the wrong place. And so me getting released was actually just a big blessing, but it took me a long time to realize that, right? So, Magic Trader says it hardly happens. Well, you know what? If you think that it can't happen to you, then maybe it won't. But if you think that it can't, then it can. And so I always like to believe that whatever a man thinks in his heart, or man or woman thinks in their heart, is what they can do. It all starts with a dream. It starts with a seed. It starts with a thought. And that's really what gets it going. And so that's why I like the interviews, the stories, to hear about what happened. So if you didn't get to check it out, please do. And I've got some other people coming this week, some really good ones, so be on the lookout for it. Thursday and Friday, I have some coming out. So in the meantime, just keep watching your charts and stay tuned. I appreciate everyone on the channel. Hit that like button for me, and you're going to be able to You'll be able to learn something and have some fun in the process. Okay, well, that's it for today. I'm going to check in later, and thanks.